The sky groaned first. A low, grinding howl that rolled across the battlements and made every banner shiver. Then the earth split. Brass limbs rose from the dust. Each joint older than empires, older than language, older than mercy.
Rust God waking, world unmaking.
Step by step, the mountains shake. Time bends, stone breaks. Under the shadow, Numidium wakes. Its heartbeat like a forge, each pulse a shockwave. That sent soldiers to their knees and stripped courage from bone. Not rage, not hunger, just function. A god built to obey, and in obeying, to erase.
Rest God rising, sun disguising.
The light itself turns cold and strange. Empires fall, ages change. Under the rhythm of gears unchained. When it walked, the horizon lurched, cities folded like parchment left in the rain. Legends dissolved into dust and echoes. And still the drums of brass kept beating, beating, beating the sound of a world rewritten.
Rest God marching, faith's new carving.
No sword nor prayer can turn it back. History churns, nations crack. Under the shadow of Numidium's track.
Talos, oh Talos, the god of man, he used the voice to conquer the land. Because of him, together we stand forever. The eight will now be nine. Talos, oh Talos, the ninth divine. Talos, oh Talos, the dragon's bloodline. We are his holy, the Knights of Nine. We've come to vanquish all of this land's crimes. Join us and serve the Nine. After death until the end of time. Talos, oh Talos, the god of man. He used the voice to conquer the land. Because of him, together we stand forever. The eight will now be nine. Talos, oh Talos, the ninth divine. Talos, oh Talos, the dragon's bloodline. Mereth until the end of time. Lady Mara, won't you lend me your ear? For I can move forward with all of my fears. You've made us your chosen and shed your own tears. You shared in the pain which will not be in vain. Years have gone past, yet you remain. These words will last forever, and so will your name. Lady Mara, won't you lend me your ear? For I can move forward with all of my fears. You've made us your chosen and shed your own tears. You shared in the pain which will not be in vain. Years have gone past, yet you remain. These words will last forever, and so will your name.
Started again. Welcome to, what was this, episode 14? 14 streams on Mereth. Yep. Do a dab before we continue the alchemy. I got a good amount of sleep, so we'll be able to go for a while. Hopefully we come across Draythin. It'd be nice to see the others too. Been a while since we've seen Apple or Alessandra and Hyuna. Last time we saw them, they were accepting the master. They were accepting apprenticeship from their master. And Draythin and I declined it because there were stipulations involved that made us so we couldn't do what we needed to do, right? So we could have lied. We could have said, sure, yeah, we won't learn from anybody else and we won't join any other guilds, but we're the founders of the Traders Guild and we plan on going to the college. So, like, I still have to go to the college and basically tell them the same thing I told that master, and my reasoning behind wanting to go learn restoration. Oh my god. Oh my land. Oh my lanta. Oh. Okay. So, we will begin our journey with more alchemy. So at the moment, I can drop off some stuff. I'll get these, this wheat and oh wait. Get right into it. Oh. I don't know who that is. Sargonian. So, like, some of the workers of the Traders Guild don't know we've moved to Windhelm. And judging by how Whiterun handled everything, if they're still in Whiterun, I hope they're still getting work. Like, I've gone to Whiterun a couple times, hoping to come across them. So that I can tell them, come to Windhelm, Whiterun sucks. Court's a joke. They're trying to monopolize and ruin everybody else's businesses, selling businesses out from under people. Ah, Drathan.
Oh, good grief! You scared the oblivion out of me!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. I just had no idea you're hiding here.
I just arrived. The wind seems to be pretty bad in here.
Yeah, the wind is bad everywhere right now. It's just a thing.
Unfortunate.
So, how many store you got one? Huh?
Yes. I've got quite a bit of supplies built up already. I spent quite some time doing that. I went down to...
So does Corellia.
Yes, I went down to Whiterun to get some Jazz Bay. And obviously, that whole situation, I had to be rather sneaky about it.
I would leave it. Honestly, it's not worth it. It runs a lost cause.
Yes, I still want to make voyages there to perhaps come across, Alessandra or Hyuna, any of the other workers to let them know that we're moved.
I don't want to hear of that ever. Like, ever. She's okay. She's not quite there in the head.
Wait, what? The wind was messing with it.
Alessandra, whatever her name is. No, absolutely not. She is not quite there in the head.
What happened?
Okay. It's hard to explain. Really hard to explain. But just no.
The last I knew, her and Hayuno were getting that mastery. And
Hyuna's fine and no problem at all, but not her. She is crazy. Like, in the worst way imaginable.
Do you think that master might have had something to do with it? Because she seemed decent.
Oh, no. I think she might be too crazy even for him. So that's kind of where I stand on that one.
Unfortunate.
So, yeah. Anyway, if you need army supplies, there's a lot here. I know you've got your own as well. I'll, of course, take any you can get from down there, Indra, because I have a delivery to make to Riften for 1,000 a week plus whatever else I can procure. It'd be hard to do it on my own. So, road trip late, I believe.
Yes, I'll go with you.
Excellent. So, I have hired on a few herbalists as well, and whatnot else for gatherer. You're going to need to, but you can at least make up what you make, what goes into what's specific, what's this, what's that, because I don't know what to pay. I've just been paid 10 to 1 for every herb except like jazzbay and blue flowers, because I know that everything for health potions. You need to give me advice here of how to treat them fairly.
Yes. So 1-to-1 on most things is good, I'd say. The rarer items. But when it comes to flowers or snowberries, I would probably go down to half septum for those.
I see.
The very common things, yes. The one, if they have many of them, then it is easy for them to get. We should not pay them 1-for-1 for those. Because I can get them quite easily myself as well. But the rarer items...
1-to-1's a bit much. These herbs are everywhere, okay? So 1-to-1 is a bit much. We need to figure out their purpose before we put price on them, Hist. I'm paying 10-to-1 because of the sheer amount of them. If I get higher quality herbs, such as Blue Mountain Flower, not everywhere, but everybody's health potions.
Yes.
I do know that.
So it's even
on it.
So that's even lower.
What do you
okay.
sell? What do you sell cotton for? I know you sell that.
Cotton I sell 1-to-1 to tailors.
Right. So I should be paying them half a septum for that. Good to know. As for Jazzbay, I'm just buying at half a septum else because I'm playing middleman. You following me? So if I pick up a bunch of cotton and just give it to you, that's for you to make. What do you make with cotton? Help me figure that out.
So, I found this book. It actually helps a bit. Here, take a look. I think I have it on me. I might have put it at the shop. Hold on, let me make sure. Yes, it's at the shop.
What is the okay? So what is the value of cotton to you then? So is it like 1 septum?
I've been selling it 1-to-1 to tailors. But when I buy it, I would probably buy it that half a septum. That way there's room for profit.
Right, that's what I've been buying.
Because not every tailor is going to buy all of your cotton. So I tend to hold on to it for a while. Tailors will only buy maybe 100 to at max 200. I've seen
194.
Yes. One tailor might pick that up in one go for 1-for-1. That's what Chieftain was paying me in Whiterun.
But walk and talk, hitting up week. Griff. Oh, okay.
You can't.
Yeah, Corellia has a thing couple of days, so yeah, it's just going to be me and you. I still need Jazzbay by the ton, of course, because I have so many deliveries to make. As for cotton, I'm happy to sell to you at the same rate I buy it, so we do want to get the alcohol. Oh, good grief, it's ready yet, but we want to get the alchemy sort up and running, obviously. So if I'm going to have, just give it to you as well. That way everybody wins, okay? And if that helps Taylor, it also helps Alchemist, helps.
Maybe
I'm buying it 10.
the wind is really bad. Maybe we should try taking a quick nap. I don't know if it will help, but it might.
No. This is everyone right now. It's everyone. We just have to deal.
Unfortunate.
It is. But I have discovered different valuable things too. It turns out garlic is sought after incredibly rare.
Yes. Yes.
Windhelm has lots of, and I'm collecting it by as much as I can get now. That's going at 2, because that is even rare wheat for some reason. People like fish, lots of fish. So I'm having as much as that as possible.
The little ones, or the oh yes, the big ones that really fill you up. The little ones I use for alchemy. They are useful. Those ones you could probably buy for half a septum apiece.
What do they make?
They're quite rare. I've made quite a bit of stuff with them. I'll have to let me look. Hold on. There's an alchemy station right here. Let me see.
It's right there.
Let's see. Sucks about Alessandra, his feelings towards her. I'm not sure what was said in DMs, but something didn't go right. Well, I don't have any on me to check, but
Go into the farm.
yes, yes, I'll grab some. I emptied all my pockets so that I can unlock it. It's fine.
I know you have.
I have the key for this farm.
Okay, I got a key to your place too.
Good. I made sure that Ira did that for you, and Corellia.
Right, so do the stuff for Corellia. Obviously, she has to become something in her craft the same as you do.
Yes.
But if you need something and it's an immediate purchase, just come get it. You know how you are.
Mm-hmm.
We want to find out every single potion we can possibly make. Every potion.
Yes, I've been. So Blue Mountain, Purple Mountain Flower and Snowberries, I've just been practicing my measuring and everything with those, and I'm quite well off now. As well as farming. I had an epiphany with farming. Doing much better.
I got farm. My build is incredible, so I don't think I'll be hiring any farmers unless there's someone that's someone so. Have you found any?
Yes, I'm just grabbing one of each just so I can know while I'm looking at it. I'm just worrying about the fish at the moment.
I don't have a clue. This is all Corellia. Just buy things off people and put them in there for you to figure out.
Yes. I think I've got all the fish.
The thing is, I can't be spending too much if I don't have any understanding. We need to figure out ledgers, we need to figure out recipes, we need to figure out what is what. Otherwise, I might be paying a pocket for useless crap.
Right. Let's see. So, the damage stamina regeneration potions I can make with the Hist Carp, Silver Side Perch, and Wheat. So that's a poison.
Damage stamina generation. That sounds like not prime meat.
Yes, not super important. Fortify Restoration, which I would make use of, or I assume you as well, if in dire need. That's the Abyssian Longfin and the Cyrodiilic Spadetail.
There will day we walk into such things will need to be procured.
A Ravage Health poison, the Spadetail and the Perch. Which that could be useful.
The only thing I can figure this out is that people have to coat their blades in it.
And then there's a Resist Frost, which is Silverside Perch. That can be used, but I've just been using Snowberries and Purple Flowers. Works just as good.
Okay, you need to be focusing on health.
Yes, that is my priority. That's why, and I've only been making the Resist Frost potions in order to better my craft. I have many
potions as well.
Yes, there's Fortify.
Capabilities.
I have Fortify Carry Weight, Fortify Health, Fortify Magicka, Fortify Sneak, Regenerate Magicka, Resist Fire, Resist Frost, Resist Poison, Resist Shock, Restore Health, Restore Magicka, Restore Stamina, Water Breathing, Weakness to Frost.
Okay. So a lot of these are minor compared to the big things.
Yes, but the book that I have has knowledge on a potion of invisibility. Among other things, but that one really stood out. I need Luna Moth wings. I'm not sure what the other ingredient is, but with enough of the moth wings, I'd be able to trial and error.
Yeah, those are not going to be easy to prepare.
Which those would be on the higher side. I noticed since this gate's been staying closed, the animals don't wander, which is good.
True enough.
Now check these berries. Nah, not yet. I suppose I might grab some flour. Hello.
Good to see you, Ethan. How are you?
Flo, how going? Yeah, I took everything out of there, not because I knew what was staying or going. It was just a case of so much shit thrown in a bag. So you tell me what you need specifically. I'll just bring it all back.
Oh no, you don't have anything back. I was just making sure you're done moving and things to get the room set up.
Well, ridiculous amounts of sap, garlic, and all these that I'm sure you love. So whatever you let me know, and the roof.
There's gonna be a patch. To
let me buy all your garlic and frost mirror.
All right, let's sort it out. Hist, I want you coming in out of every farm possible, have in our vicinity, and picking up the frost mirror you said. That is not my abilities, including mine.
I'm having the wind is very strong right now.
He said the frost.
See your stuff here. Anytime you see this, grab it. Whenever, okay? It's vital.
Ah, yes. Okay. Which?
Frostman, right? 41 of those are kind of rare. Garlic, have 156. As for salmon, 1,200 salmon.
Okay, I will maybe
1,211 salmon.
and get off the garlic and frost area.
Got you.
How are they understanding each other?
Here you are.
Also,
We
Draythan's
definitely have been cutting the salmon.
So, just leave me.
All right. So the neck is the frost smear then.
That is probably rarer than garlic, and I do that. That's more so the lists. I do need you guys picking up whenever you see it. 7 is ridiculously. Yeah, that's a then 1-to-1 for everything. There's another cook that came from White earlier. I sold him. You're the only one that's the 1-to-1 ratio, and even then, he didn't take all of it. I knew you'd be needing it.
Well, I appreciate it.
Of
I'm
course,
always
of
going
course.
to give you. That wasn't the coin I keep on me.
Whatever
I wish
you
I
need.
could
Of
more.
Vegetables or anything like that stupid amounts. I don't even need it. Honestly, nobody wants it, and you're the only person I think you. When you have salt, just like vegetables, I'll give you it at dirt cheap rate.
make sure he
What
got
is
this
that?
money.
Any vegetables, dirt cheap rate. I'm thinking like maybe either 6-to-1, like ridiculously.
That is not bad. I may start doing that as I get the salt. We make a bunch of soups. But I still have vegetables from before. I just need salt.
Yeah, because I did bring up kind of an astronomical amount, didn't I? As for hares, pheasants, things like that, horker, same ridiculous amounts. So you need to tell me.
I mean, I don't use much meat, right? I really am trying to get to my adaptabilities. So once I do, I'll get to use more ingredients. Not just salt. Salt.
Ooh, when that time comes, saying you're going to be the best cook in Skyrim all of a sudden because of everything I have in that chest.
I'm going to do everything I can.
Got you, Floki. Don't worry about it. You come see me for all these good on you.
Thank you, Drayton. I'm glad we could get you here. I'll bring you inside. Oh, if you could
Of
out,
course.
please.
Oh, no, you're my you go, Floki.
But Draythan, I put 100 gold in there the other night when I was using some of these supplies out of here, just to pay for some of it.
How much was it?
There was mountain flower. I took some of most of it, like most of every item. I took some of everything of the alchemy supplies, but I made sure that there were some items that I bought that were rather rare, so I left some in there for her to try.
Well, I have no idea what's what. And she
Yes, I just figured with what I took versus what I put in, I used quite a lot of flowers, so I put in about 100 for that for now. But I do plan on getting more.
That's what it is. Well, as I said, I won't be here for a while, so a couple of days. Type where she will be back.
There's still about 700 flowers in there, though.
I'm gonna be honest, Hist, right? So much shit, impossible for me to catalog it. I've no idea. You could have taken a file septum, and I would have had no idea. That's where we are at now. Okay.
Right. Yes, but that 100 gold is sitting in there, in the wardrobe.
The wardrobe. Yeah.
Yes.
What's in here? Oh. See.
It was empty when I put it in there the other day. It seems Corellia might be putting some of her supplies in there.
Yeah, a lot of her stuff is here, actually.
Does she know she has a key to the alchemy shop?
She does. She does. This is quite good stuff. That's.
Have you looked around to see what's in what drawer so you get an idea of how I've been organizing it? The stuff in
I
the
haven't.
bedroom is kind of my own personal stuff.
Yeah, I really had.
So I found a
I have
restoration
no idea
at
which one.
home. It's Turn on
Oh,
Dead.
which one? Turn on what?
Turn on Dead. I think it makes the undead fear you.
That could be good.
Very good for a healer like myself. And you as well. If there is
I'm
somebody
already
who
capable.
preserves to be up front.
Walk and
battle.
talk. Walk and talk. Ah, you got. Let me check these again. I don't know what the holdup is. What? Somebody hit these. Is that what? Because I feel like somebody hit these when I was up.
How long have you
I
been
have
here?
this down to a
Because
system.
I
All
was
day.
pooping. Okay, well it might have been me because I was pooping and I saw that they were up and I didn't see you around.
Hist!
I'm sorry.
Wonder!
Hey, well
Hit
I
them at
had
one,
an
two, we
epiphany.
destroy some, I get from two to all good. Hist!
At least I had an epiphany while doing it. Do you want it?
We have a delivery of 1,000 wheat. Get to the Jarl of Rift. I get more than that means an
didn't
addition.
know. I do need the wheat for health potions, so I've been doing some, but I haven't been
They need
a
it.
lot.
Think there is multiple options. 4 health potions.
Ah, yes.
How much
yes.
did you take?
I've only used, from here, I've only used about 80. And then I went to White Run, and I pilfered them a little bit last night while you were asleep. I was assured that you were asleep.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. Fuck them. Pilfer them all the time.
I tried to get some jazz bass too, but the farmer was there watching, and I was sitting outside by the rock just relaxing, and he stood watching me for a moment. He didn't say anything, but I think he was suspicious of me. I wasn't wearing my cape, so he might not have recognized me. I had a mask
Just
on.
be look scary or something, I guess. Okay, so if you've that, I guess I could. Oh, this has broke my system now. I don't know what to do. I had this in a time cycle. Now it's broken. You broke my cycle.
Well, at least when you return, these will be ready. I'll be doing the snow
Why didn't you
berries.
just say it instead of you're confused?
I didn't realize. I didn't know how long ago you were talking.
Hist, getting punished. Go, baby.
Go what?
JB, we have like here's the situation, right? So I'm working with the 11 to basically get to the entire realm.
Okay.
All the holds. All of them. He's doing that. Right? I'm doing the product. I cannot do product if a less experienced farmer or herbalist is destroying things. You see where I'm going? But
Yes,
a very good
yes.
herbalist. And I cannot herb. So herbal your ass that tundra there and get me
Ah, yes. Yes.
like an hour and hopefully we're done with this shit.
I have enough room in my pockets. I should be good to do that. Yes, I can go do that right now.
All right. I'm just.
I
It's a
understand.
lot. I haven't
It's a
been
lot, really.
out of this damp.
Eventually, we'll have
I've
people
been so
doing
busy.
these jobs for us. We just need to train them, and then they will take over this, and then we can go to the college and do what we are destined to do.
I already got to
patience.
college.
Good.
I passed. I passed the first in. Or they will come to me, and if successful, I'm probably going to get put in advanced class.
Good. I would just be in novice classes, so we wouldn't be in the same classes, but it is good that you got in. I suppose I
you
should
would
go
share
do
classes.
the interview. I'm not sure where to go.
Do you have a spell hit?
Ah, yes. So, after our conversation about the burden that I was carrying, I've taken care of it. The child is at rest. I buried the skull by the tree in Whiterun. Because that's where we met. We met in the hold, just outside of it. So, and I noticed that when I returned, I feel very, very strong. My will is not wavering anymore. I noticed that the Hist has answered me and returned life to the trees, to the ones that I have prayed to. So they are flourishing again.
Now,
I had a hidden power.
prove it.
Yes, and I've realized that this connection with the Hist is not just a mental connection. Well, I realized that before, but I did not have a proof of it. But now, if I think hard enough, I can feel it beneath my scales. It's pulsing. I can. I can. It seems to cure my wounds. The Hist has given me. The Hist has blessed me with the power of restoration before I could achieve the college. A gift.
Prove Hist that. Prove.
Yes. And also,
I expect you in time, but this breakthrough. This is exactly what you were looking for.
And also, the book I was reading, Candlelight. I feel I've finally been able to grasp it. And literally,
finally,
grasp it in my hands.
Oh, well, yeah, we're sorry, we had to.
Yes. Yes. I
see.
There was another mage who I spoke to once, and he mentioned that this is a pinhole
That
into another realm.
was
He says this is a pinhole into another realm of light. The void, he said.
that proves you're valid. You are a mage.
Yes, and if it wasn't for your perseverance in
now
teaching me, I wouldn't have
listen.
achieved it.
I appreciate that, but listen about the jazz. You must go to the village of Winterhall. I cannot go with you.
The Mad God is destroying this information.
Oh, this wind! You must go alone to prove that you can make it on your own. Stand. This is what I want. Tell them that Drafen bows you the of Arthas Van Blood, the court mage of White. He's the nephew to the art. Just tell Eldridge sent you.
Okay, you might have to write a little bit of this down because the names were being taken by the wind.
I don't want to use his name. You're just an associate of the apprentice, and you have yet to get me. I think they'll like you. Just go there and say, a friend of Drafen helping you on the side, something like that, but you want to prove to do this alone. Okay.
Yes, I will find where I need to go and speak to this person and tell them what I need to.
Good.
I suppose the
Not
practice
there.
with that other
Just keep
master
trying.
was a good assistance in getting me ready.
I want you all over Winterhold. Hey, I'll please make appear myself regularly.
Can't hear a damn thing
Come
you're
on,
saying.
let's not this out.
Are these berries ready?
Yep, you grab
Ah, yes.
these. Wait.
Yes, wheat. I can't understand the damn thing he said. Winterhold. College. Tell them. View. Sucks that the audio's fucked up again. That was a good first reveal of the skull, but I didn't want to do it until the voices were better. You know. I suppose I should wait to go to Winterhold until the voices are better. If I give them a whole spiel and they go, I'm sorry, the wind is taking your voice, I'm gonna be like, motherfucker! Did I get? Yeah, I got all of them. Okay. I need to go to the tundra. Is that like this area? Or is that like, that's like this area, ain't it? I don't know. Let's see what I have. I gotta put some stuff away before I go. So apparently there's other things to make health potions from other than wheat. But out of all my alchemy work, I have yet to see something other than wheat and other ingredients. Like you have to use the wheat for some reason. But yeah, that's upsetting about whatever's going on there with him and Sandra. Ale. That's funny. As punishment, you were on jazz bay duty. Fuck. Okay. I need to put all this away and apparently go get a bunch of jazz bay. is because of the cheese. Yeah. Okay, I gotta put the bucket in there. I'm not going to Dawnstar. It's gonna be so funny when someone's like, hey, you wanna take a trip to Dawnstar? Yeah, sure, just let me grab my bucket. And they're like, what? That'd be fucking hilarious. Heading to go get Jaspys.
You've got... Right.
Oh no, I was gonna go get some in the tundra. When were you leaving so I know when to get back?
Oh, no. You have a spell, right? You cast a spell. I saw with my own eyes.
Yes, yes.
Go to the college.
Are you sure I shouldn't wait for the wind to stop? Wouldn't it
It's
be
more important.
Okay, okay. I'll go.
There. Keep going. Just go on. That's part of the process.
Yes.
Literally, it's an area.
He's like, go to the fucking college now. Okay. Winterhold is there. So once a day, I wonder if it's once every 24 hours or once a day cycle in game. So I should have saved my Hiskin. Terrifying. Good to know. Thought I was an Argonian that could breathe underwater. Apparently I can walk on water instead. So, like, Draythan's character is abrasive, right? So, like, what he told me about the child skull, like, how he just handled that situation, you know, his character is abrasive. So, I think that might have been what was going on with that whole situation. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to fight this wolf. Wolves. Ahaha. You cannot swim underwater, can you? Come on, bitch. Oh. I'm bugged out again. Leave me alone, wolf. Huh. So, like... Yeah, I can't pull out my fists. So, I'm gonna have to log out and log back in. I'm not combat logging to the wolves. I'm bugged. And this again. God damn. The wolf's still there, but I can pull my fist out. You can't hit me right now. I'll wait for the padded bandage. Come on, bitch. Now I can use another bandage. Kind of weird. My fists are stuck again. What the fuck? Excuse me? Making the sounds of me choking. But I'm Argonian, so like doesn't really affect me. Okay. I can't even sit. I have to log out again. So apparently if you have your fist out and you go in the water, you get bugged. That's something that needs to be addressed. Especially as an Argonian. Like, do you see my crocodile warfare that I was doing? My tactics? In and out of the water, beat the shit out of the wolf. Okay. Odd. There's Winterhold. Huzzah! Okay. I just wanted to make sure they can't actually... See, I'm confused. Why aren't... Work smarter, not harder. And now I can't punch. What the fuck? I can't do anything. Can't sit. They gotta fix whatever bug's going on here because it's pissing me off. Like now I'm out of bandages and I can't punch. I can't pull my fists up. I can't do anything. It's kind of irritating. Wait to see. Like I can kill the wolves, no problem. It's just like only if my fists can come up. You know, there's like something going on. What the fuck? Now there's two? It's gonna kill me. It didn't. It seems they fixed the bug where you sit down, your health comes back. I wonder if it comes back over time? I hope it does. Doesn't seem to be. I'm out of... Wait, eat this barnacle, see what it does, see if it's gonna kill me. I think my only option is to get killed and hope I spawn at Winterhold. Yep. My unarmed reached level 5 though during that. Nobody saw anything. I'm assuming it must be like that tower. This isn't it. Is it? Yeah, it is. Hail. Do you know if they're doing interviews right now?
There's no one there.
Ah, I suppose I'll wait. Hmm. Interesting.
Seems a lot of people are waiting for open.
Ah, yes. I am a patient man. I do not mind waiting.
Same here. I have a reservation. There's no fast way. A slow way. Things teaching skills are not easy to be learned.
The wind is rather strong up here. Hard to hear you.
Yeah, and the winds are.
This wind is terrible. I don't know if they're gonna hear a damn thing I say.
I understand you.
Now you understand me? I'm having a very hard time hearing anybody up here. Perhaps I should take a nap.
It won't help.
Hmm. Damn. Oh. I suppose I'll take a moment to have a seat. Put this back on because it's cold. Better. Yes, sorry. I was trying to figure out what he was saying. It is going good. I am looking here on YouTube. If you were on Twitch, I couldn't see any of the messages because my multi-chat isn't working. Sometimes I don't answer chat right away. It's because I'm kind of, focused on what's happening in game and I haven't looked over yet. I don't want to miss anything, and I do apologize. Yeah. We're gonna be waiting, apparently. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Phil? Is it Zero Phil, or is that Oh, Phil? My character is Speaks-as-Hist. I am, an Argonian that lived in the borderlands of Argonia and Cyrodiil, so he wasn't, like, in the thicks of Black Marsh. But his tribe was kind of, like, intermingling within the Imperial ways, so his tribe lost, like, their connection to the Hist. They thought that they were abandoned by it, and because of their intermingling that they've been shunned and forsaken by the Hist. But my character kind of wanted to prove them wrong because he felt something inside of him that was different than if the Hist was not connected to him, then what was this? So over time he ended up, in his adolescent teenage years, he stumbled upon a skooma salesman who tricked him into taking the skooma, saying that it would help him connect to the Hist. So he drank it, and he had a experience where, like, he blacked out. He sees, like, falling into the Black Marsh, and the Hist spoke to him in his mind, like, with feelings. And when he woke up, his friends around him were in awe because they just heard what they described as words from the Hist. So they dubbed me as Speaks-as-Hist. I used to be called Suresh because they were trying to silence me. It was a way of saying, silence, go do this. Instead of saying, hey, so-and-so, go do this. It was silence, go do this. So because of his small stature, he was, like, looked down upon, but when he had his experience and he was able to like talk about his connection to the Hist and how it's connected to everything. It's not just Argonian kind. We're more sensitive to it, and the Hist-trees aren't the Hist. The Hist-trees are the most potent bleed through of the Hist into this realm. So, like, now I am an alchemist, aspiring restoration mage. I was sent out by my tribe in order to spread the words of the Hist to ensure that other lost Argonians feel the Hist again, and to learn the ways of restoration. So I used to have this skull on my head, and I removed the skull because my master told me it was a burden. The skull was a daily reminder of my failure to save the child, and that I wanted to, like from Speaks-as-Hist perspective, he wanted to bring this child with him so that even though the child was with the Hist, it could still watch over him and make sure, like feel as though that everything he does, the child is watching, so he knows he doesn't do wrong. Lord is good. Yes, I want to prove myself to the tribe that I didn't, like, sending me out here wasn't a waste. You talked to a different streamer on the side. Thank you for the compliment. You talked to a different streamer on the server and their character was wicked boring, no motivation. Yeah. Yeah, like I have a drive to it.
Hello? The wind is really strong up here. It's hard to hear.
Yes, the wind's up here.
Are you a mage of the college?
At the moment, so without I've forgotten.
Ah, yes, you're here to be interviewed then.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Several days now. I've once seen a gatekeeper, though.
Ah. Well, I suppose the saying patience is a virtue is true, I guess. Yes.
Virtue.
Great minds think alike.
Though you cheat a bit, I do. It's a lot easier for me to.
Though the wind is strong, I am making out a little bit of what you said. I thought you said the same thing I said, that patience was a virtue.
Patience is a virtue, but I also cheat a little.
Ah, yes. You've got to do what you have to do to achieve your goals.
The wind absolutely with my friends.
Ah, yes.
If I get too far ahead of my no longer be an Alonia.
I am Speaks-as-Hist.
You're in the college. What field of study?
I plan to learn restoration. Perhaps a little bit of defensive spells, just to make sure I don't get killed out there. The wolves almost got me on the way here, so perhaps something to scare them off, or perhaps a little bit of fire to scare them away might help. But restoration is the goal. That is the mastery plan.
Oh no, it doesn't hurt my voice at all.
Indeed. To refine my understanding.
It's very hard to
Quite a bit in the
make out exactly what you're saying. I feel bad, because I do want to listen. Good things come to those who listen.
I do some D&D too. We're doing Crooked Moon, and I'm a Threadborn warlock. The Great Fool.
Perhaps the wind will die down soon. Perhaps there'll be a storm that passes by. Yes. I wonder if it's any better in here. Probably not, though. It's rather wide open.
Oh, anybody inside?
No, I was just saying out of the wind at least, maybe sitting in here like he is.
Yes.
It's a little better.
Sitting in the wind will get frozen.
A strong inner flame can keep the body warm with enough willpower.
Sit. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to have a conversation in RP with them, and I just can't hear them.
What are you going to try?
I try. I've got several.
Yeah, Crooked Moon. We haven't gotten too far into it. I mean, we can't hear what the fuck they're saying anyway, so what's the matter? I'll just talk over it. Well, Crooked Moon's pretty great. We haven't gotten too far into it. I think I'm level 4. We started at level 1. We're starting. Like, I've done campaigns where we start at 3. You know, because a little bit more options. You know, you have options. Thank you. But yes, are you trying to get whitelisted? I was the very last person to be whitelisted out of the first runs of whitelist. I was very lucky to get in. And to the person who whitelisted me, if you see this, I hope I do not let you down.
Greetings.
Well met. Bit cold, but it is well met. Hello. I'm Speaks-as-Hist.
Okay. He didn't even tell me his name, he just showed me. So I don't know his name.
The wind is... I can understand it.
One thing I like about this server more than Kaisel is, look at that. Look at that. No things over their name, you know, and if you see, like, if you introduce yourself, their name isn't always there. You'll only see it for an hour. So, like, you have to recognize them and build a rapport with them so that you can know who they are. That's what I like about it. That's what I hate about console DayZ on PlayStation.
What you're about to see. That's different.
Oh.
It's a little slippery. Be careful.
Trust me, there's a valid reason. Interest.
Was she stuck?
Wonderful. I mean, frozen to the floor.
You put down my dear.
He was helping it.
I don't like that evil. Go in that corner.
Yeah, so I failed 3 times. My 4th time is when I went through. So don't be discouraged. And they're very like
Oh,
they'll
okay, give me a
tell you
moment,
what
okay?
was wrong and then give you time to fix it. Like you got 3 days if they're still doing that, like with the 3-day wait time. But it gives you time to actually think about your answers. For instance, a paragraph needs to be a minimum of 4 sentences.
Doc, that
I
is my
know
bad.
usually it's 3 to 5 sentences, but they want 4 sentences minimum per paragraph. Some questions will ask you multiple parts, so you have to be paying attention that you're
I was saying she was.
explaining,
She is my
for
beloved.
instance, the god question. Like you got to explain each god,
Congratulations.
you know, so that you know kind of what each one is. But like
Not married and not.
my Argonian doesn't.
It might be possible.
You know, he kind of does. Like,
Oh, yeah,
so
but
I'm playing it off that like I'm learning, and in a way I am because I like not like I know everything there is about every god in Skyrim or Elder Scrolls for that matter.
Yes.
It's just they want to see that you can put in effort and know that you're gonna be immersive.
Ah, no.
If you have a lore question. Yes, good. Yeah, I'm glad that. So see what I mean? Like they tell you what you need to fix to make sure you're able to fix it. You know, it's good. Sit. Thank you. Sit. Sit. Sit speaks. Thank you. Super delayed on that. Right. If you have experience doing something in RP, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons, other games like DayZ or Conan or Ark,
Perhaps the weekend.
you know, there's
Get to catch them.
having some experience is a major help.
Perhaps.
That's why they
yeah,
asked that. Do you have any
like
RP
the,
experience? You know.
He didn't appear here.
That was me being funny.
Maybe the weekend.
I was hitting the B button.
You appeared here
B
at an early
is to make you sit so you can
Actually,
get
been
energy
here.
back.
2.5 hours. Road trip to Warsaw. You fit to throw.
I also took a trip on quite the peculiar.
I think we places down. I think the
I didn't want to make it seem like I was like.
Give him some courage, bud.
I don't want to give him courage. Maybe he's a... Should I give him some courage? Should I give him some courage?
I think you should give him an idea. He might have happy dreams.
just so he doesn't... You know, yeah.
Yeah, I'll type with you while I step out for a smoke because I can't bring obviously the headset with me. It's attached, so
Been asleep.
I'll type with you. I'll type with you.
If he fidgets... maybe just under it snores too loudly. I could.
If he snores too loud, I can use car.
No. Just like putting him on. Yeah, like putting a guy. Horse, like.
Let's give you this.
Thank you. You know, at the very least, it's cold to focus on, to grasp the learned about me.
The wind is cold. Oh dear, I believe that eight again.
What I was saying is, it's still enough cold to find and listen out about me.
Do some warm clothes.
No, not warm. But warm clothes would hinder them. I'm trying to embody it, as he said.
Oh yeah. Close you to get in there, my dear.
Are you called again? Talk about.
Some words.
Again to drill on the lightning again.
Say that.
I said, did you manage to get a handle on your?
Yes, I have. I made progress today.
That's
I
good.
managed to concept. I need to. I'll leave my money at the moment, so I'll be tomorrow. So like, I've got a better handle.
Good. Perhaps if today I could visit him as well. Oh. Fred up. Dave, much to catch up with at the end of the week.
You can catch him on the morrow. Hopefully, with as well.
Alright, I'm back. Smoke some ganja while we wait. Ganja while we wait. My voice.
Well, I suppose.
Here, it's quick. That's already.
Indeed.
I got some cat food. That's the the strain. I've had cat piss before. That strain was rather interesting. It was given to me by an old hippie, and it was his special private stock that he didn't want to really sell, but he knew that like I needed it. So he was like, I'm gonna give you this, but with great power comes great responsibility. And he said that as he hands me the jar. And when I was breaking the buds apart, like, there was dabs in the weed, like it was secreting rosin, and like it was so much that I could like separate a bud and take my little dabber tool and scoop the rosin out from in between where the bud had separated and do a dab. Cat piss, yeah. Cat piss was the name of that weed, and it smelled just like a potent ammonia cat piss. It was not pleasant smelling. But like I don't smoke a lot as much as I used to. Flower anyway. I smoke a lot of dabs, but back then I was smoking a lot of flower. So like I'd pack like 3 bongs in a row, smoke them to my dome, and then when I got that stuff, I could take 3 hits off it and have to put it down because I get lightheaded and have to hold on to something. I'm like, whoa. He wasn't lying. And then, like, it was almost as potent as that Z-weed that Fox was growing on DayZ. They used the bodies as compost. I could grow the weed, and they were smoking it. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Phil was making Phil's potent brew. It was a psychedelic. It had like Liberty Caps, elderberries, and rose hips for taste. So like, it was like a little tea concoction, psychedelic tea. There was also amanitas in it, so it wasn't just psychedelic. It was also psychoactive. Had mucilol in it. The only thing I wish was different about Skyrim is the names of the plants and mushrooms were like the real Latin names. For instance, the Cereoporus squamosus, or dryad saddle, or pheasant back, pig snout, whatever you want to call it. Cereoporus squamosus is the Latin name for it, but in this it's Mora tapanella? Is that what it is? I don't think I have any right now. No. But they grow on wood, and they actually taste like watermelon rind. Like, not like the red part of the watermelon, it kind of has a little bit of greenness to it, you know what I mean? Like that green edge of the watermelon. Not the outer layer, but like the rind. It's interesting. You want to... I said it last stream. when I was talking about them, but you want to cut the outer edges off if you find big ones. Get the very soft, freshly grown edges. You can fry those up, but the if you use the let's keep an eye on the door. But if you use the bigger parts, like the older mushroom, it's very rubbery. It's almost like chewing leather. It's not pleasant. That's what I like about DayZ's, because I could like talk about the mycology and stuff. Like the mushrooms are actually like anatomically correct. These ones aren't so much. For instance, like I mentioned the fly amanita, that's Amanita muscaria, and it's supposed to have universal veil remnants, also known as warts, on the cap, like the white dots. It's supposed to have a veil, like a skirt, that hangs down underneath the cap. They look, in Skyrim, they look more like a Rosella species, like a red Rosella, like a Medica. Not only are you watching Skyrim, but you're also learning mycology. If there was electricity in Skyrim, you could learn electrical. There was this one time I was wiring this house, and it was for a company with a bunch of other electricians on the job, and there was this guy who was a little older than me, and he was fresh out of the military. He was a medic. He gets up on the ladder, he's got a wire spliced in a box, and you just ground to ground, black to black, white to white, you know, pretty simple. And he gets up there and he strips down the wires, and he looks at me and goes, "Which one was the hot? Was it the green one?" I was like, "Just get down, I'll do it." Like, if you don't know electrical and you don't know that the green is the ground, hire someone to do your electrical that knows which one's the ground. Like if you're a homeowner and you're like, "Oh, I can do this outlet," you know, and then you go to one of the outlets and it just happens to be upside down, like they just flip it, and you wire it the other way. The second you plug something into that, you're essentially, if you plug in something that has a motor to an outlet that's wired backwards, that motor will run backwards. So let's say you have like a table saw or something, you go to turn around and cut something, well, you're gonna have a bad time. So like it's best to know before you do. It is dangerous. Like there was this one time I'm up on a ladder wiring a service, like where the wire goes up, where the telephone pole wire comes out and hooks to your house. There's a wire that comes down and goes to usually a meter. Sometimes they'll have a meter pack that has like a breaker on it, and sometimes it'll just, if it's really old, it'll just go right into the fucking house. There's no meter, you know, there's no disconnect outside. So I was wiring a new service with a meter disconnect with a automatic transfer switch for a generator, so if their power goes out, it'll automatically swap it over. It was for a grow, like a weed grow, so they had to have power at all times. And I'm up there wiring his grow service, but his house service is still live. Like he has his wife and kid and dogs inside, they're watching TV, cooking food, and so like that service is live, and it's less than 4 feet away from my face while I'm screwing in a weatherhead for the new service. And he looks up at me, he goes, "You know, it's pretty crazy how much electricians get paid, you know, it's just twisting wire nuts together." And I was like, "Well, it's not just twisting wire nuts together, it's also knowing which wire nut to twist together, because if I twist the wrong ones together, then people die in their sleep." Then I was like, "Not only that, but you see this live service here? If I were to sneeze in its direction, the electricity would jump from the water particles in my sneeze through the mist of my sneeze into my face, and most likely melt the soft organ tissues first. And then in a matter of a fraction of a second, my eyeballs and similarly shaped organs would melt. And he was like, oh. Basically saying, like, it would melt my eyeballs and my balls. Both sets of balls would not be balls anymore. like it's very dangerous. So, like, knowing what you're doing is important. He's like, okay, makes sense now. I'll shut up. Like, he was griping about $25 an hour, and that's cheap for an electrician. You go somewhere else and ask for a company to come in, and there's a master electrician who's charging you $150 to $300 an hour just for him. And then there's the journeyman, who they're charging anywhere from $50 to $150 for him. And then there's the helpers, who are standing around going, how do you do that? Oh, that's how you do that. You ask them for a Romex connector, and they bring you a staple. So, like, you're paying them $50 to $100 an hour, paying the company. But then the company has to pay insurance and cover the cost of materials. So, like, there's a markup on that. Like, there's insurance, workman's comp, all things that you gotta, like, pay for as a company to cover your employees if there's an accident. So, like, that's why you're paying that much. And whereas I was doing it under the table, and I basically, like, you're a homeowner, you don't need to hire an electrician. I'll do it. You don't need the full crew to come in. That's a one-man job. Like, I'll do it for $25 an hour, and originally I was doing it that low. Now I'm doing it for like 40 when somebody asks me, because it's like, it's still cheap. And if you don't know what you're doing, like, you get screwed. For instance, there was a service I was supposed to do for a different dispensary. They wanted me to give them a price and give them a material list, and they'll go pick it up. Well, I did that. I spent like 4 hours doing that, assessing the situation, getting the materials, doing the numbers, and then gave him the list. Didn't hear from him for 2 months. I'm like, okay, I guess he didn't want me to do that service. And then all of a sudden I get a call, and he's like, well, can you come do that service for me? Oh, they've left and logged out, it seems. But I'm waiting. I don't care. But, so he called me and asked, hey, you mind coming to fix that service? I'm like, what do you mean, fix the service? There was no service for your grow. And he's like, well, I found someone who would do it cheaper. He said he would do it for $1,300 instead of $2. So, like, I was going to charge him, because it was a big service. It wasn't like normal 100 amp service for a house. This was a 200 amp service with a meter disconnect and had a transfer switch just like that other one. So that's a $5,000 service, if not more, for any other company. So I charged $2,000 for the labor, and I gave him a material list that costed him about $1,700. So I saved him money, but he was complaining about it and went with someone else, got them to do it cheaper labor-wise, and they fucked it all up. And I go there and I looked, and the service wire was just flung up over the rafters. There was no staples. There was actually some of the rafters that the wire didn't go over, like it dipped underneath some of the rafters, which you can't sheetrock that now. You know, I'd have to unhook it, rerun all that wire, and most likely, because of the way he ran it, it wouldn't have been long enough. You know, because he went underneath some of them and then cut a corner, and it was just shittily done. He ran as a crow flies instead of actually running the wire you're supposed to. Like, it was just not the right direction, and it was all over the place. So, like, there wasn't enough wire, and I told him, I was like, all right, so I originally said $2,000, now you're gonna pay me $4,000. What do you mean? I'm like, well, $2,000 to take it all down and $2,000 to put mine up. Like, I'm doing a demo job now. $2,000 to demo your service, $2,000 for me to put one up. And he's like, I'll see if I can find someone else. I'm like, okay. And to this day, he doesn't have a service. I'm pretty sure his business closed down because of it. He couldn't supply his own weed. Good riddance. His weed sucked anyway. What was the weirdest part about that whole scenario is I went over to look at the service, right? And after I had done all that prepping, gave him the information, for like 3 days, he was like, oh, well, I mean, since you're here, you want to... Well, that first day after I finished, he was like, well, since you're here, you want to help trim? I'll pay you. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then all that time, it was like 2 weeks of him just having me trim and complaining about the fact that there's bud rot through all this weed. I'm like, well, if it's bud rot, you're supposed to burn it. You're not supposed to put it in with your other weed, because then it contaminates it. Like, if you got people with like emphysema, and then they're like, they have a medical marijuana prescription, and like they do have to smoke it, even though they have emphysema. If there's bud rot in that, then they're going to get a lung infection and possibly die from it. So like, you're not supposed to, like, if there's bud rot, you cut the whole plant down. Like, if it's, you can catch it early enough, right? So if you see a little bit of bud rot, what I do is I strip 3 inches down from where the bud rot is. I cut it, that whole bud, all of it from up. Like, there's bud above it, it's gone. So what I'll do is I'll cut it, I'll clear everything out around that bud rot, and I'll, dry the little bit of a top that was left. Try to save a little bit of it. For myself, I wouldn't put it in with the other shit. So like, that's how you prevent the bud rot from spreading. But this guy had let his bud rot spread throughout his entire crop, and was like having us cherry pick through the bud to find the good ones. And like, it was damn near impossible. And I told him, I was like, there's too much bud rot in this shit. Like, this needs to go in the garbage. He was like, you're throwing away my money if you throw that away. I'm like, all right. And that was the last day trimming for him. So there's a lot of dispensaries out there, whether like you wish illegal weed was legal where you are. Like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of shady people who get into the business and provide unsafe product. Like, they're blasting it with CO2, and then they're not purging it, so their dabs are popping and sizzling and giving you lung infections, and you're getting lightheaded from it just from like one puff off a dab, and like, you get like this weird aftertaste where it tastes like gasoline. Like, it's because they're not doing their shit right. They're not up to the standard. So we're just chatting, waiting for the opportunity to talk to somebody at the college. You like the Chinese mafia weed? Janet Mills knows all about that. Her and her brother. You're Ukrainian, you have wicked PTSD, and you heard it helps. Yeah, it does. But it's not meant to... So, like, there's a fine line between help and avoidance, So, like, I deal with PTSD as well. It's kind of like a lot of my Daisy RP is actually, and my books are kind of accents on like a zombie apocalypse version of how to deal with your PTSD. Because like, in an apocalypse, everybody has it. So like, there's things you can do that don't involve a substance. There's like daily routines that you can do to help get you into the right mental state for the day. And some would say it's occultic, but no, there's things you can do that will help you find peace, and everybody's way of finding peace is different. Like, for me, when I was severely depressed, roleplay was my escape from my pain, and that was my, in a way, that was my weed. I was smoking weed, but that, like, when, for instance, I smoke pretty much constantly, and it's because of habit, but it's also because of pain. Like, physical and mental pain, you know. Everybody faces it. So, like, that is one of my vices. So I don't suggest using it as a vice. It does help, but just know that in moderation, you know, don't let it use you. You use it, right? Now the Chinese mafia turned a single-family homes, turned them in. They were. The Chinese mafia bought up a bunch of single-family homes and turned them into grow houses under the radar, right? But Janet Mills and her brother, well, her brother was the one who owned those properties, and he signed off on the deal knowing what they were going to be doing with the property. Which a lot of that money went towards her campaign, I heard.
Political bullshit.
I don't like any politics. I'm just a simple alchemist. You can smoke all day, just be alone. Right. Like, you're not going to get better unless, you know, you make the steps, you know, and some things are never meant to go away. You know, they're meant to give us lessons, and being able to see through the pain and understand the lesson within the pain is the first step in healing. Which is a lot of what the RP that's going on between me and Drayton and that skull was about. You just want stability, find something that you enjoy, that you can control, and make it stable for you. And reflect that into your own life, and like how see the sympathies and how something that you made stable reflected in your own life, and try to see how those things can help you. Like, if, for instance, in roleplay, I have experiences that obviously I've never experienced myself, but there's emotions tied to those experiences, and there's wisdom and lessons within those experiences. Like, even though on my Daisy RP stuff, like, I had a friend turncoat and kill my friends and then kill me, like, there was a lesson in it. Like, after thinking about everything, it was like I needed to learn to trust, but know when not to trust. You know, like, that whole story was back and forth between who do I trust, who don't I trust. I pushed my only friend away, and like, it just went downhill because I couldn't trust. But then as soon as I started to trust, it got me killed because I trusted blindly. I didn't look at the patterns that were in front of me. I was looking at what I wanted to achieve rather than what was in my face. You know, I was ignoring things, being, you know, oblivious of it because of the greater good. You know, I wanted to do good for others, and in doing so, I didn't take into consideration, like, the danger that I was putting me and my friends in. So, like, there's lessons to be learned in things, and like, even though that, like, during that scene and during that scenario, it was like a hard thing for Rick to go through, like, me as the player, like, had lessons I could learn from it. And we are not our experiences, we are what we feel from our experiences. And if we can control our emotions about our feelings rather than letting them control us, then they empower us rather than control us. Do you know the Argonian history hive mind theory? So, it is very similar to Hermeticism, like with the all, and that, like, the principles of reality, and that reality itself is living mind, and we are stems of that living mind experiencing itself subjectively through multiple perspectives. And just like what G said yesterday about the, was it yesterday? Might have been, I think it was yesterday when we were talking to the Argonian and the Khajiit, and G, the Argonian, he mentioned that he said, we are Hist. The Hist created us. In the same breath, though, you reflect that and you say, well, Argonians created the word Hist. The Argonians created the idea of Hist. So what came first, the Argonian or the Hist? You know, kind of like the chicken or the egg thing. It's very similar, and there's paradoxes that certain perspectives can't make sense of. But with a initiated mind, someone who's had experience that they can tie things to and make sense of, those things just kind of make sense. Like all paradoxes can be reconciled, just like all truths are but half truths. Like all these different forms of magic that me and Drathan are contemplating learning, and all the different teachers that offered their version of the story. Like Drathan said, the only truth is magic, and all these beliefs have a piece of it. So that's very similar to Hermeticism, and I have a feeling that Tom Howard, is that the creator of Elder Scrolls? Pretty sure he had done some reading in his time. That's something that I'm imbibing into Stories of the Dead as well, my own books, because it's not about the experiences, it's what we feel from the experiences that matter. And though the book be less visceral than the traditional horror novels, the message you get from it is more meaningful than oh, the zombies are running this chute, blah blah blah, oh, we survived, yay, perseverance. It's more about, I was alone. Here's an example. If you've seen The Walking Dead, there is a episode where it shows this character Bob, and it shows what he went through before he was found by the group. He was alone, walking around, dealing with zombies, drinking NyQuil to make it easier for him. You know, locking himself in a little sewer grate, drinking a bunch of NyQuil, and watching a zombie try to get him through the sticks. It was the mental anguish you go through from being alone, and then when you find a group, they asked him, they're you want to come with us? After they asked him the 3 questions to see if he was somebody that they could trust. And he looks around and he says, yeah, I ain't got nothing better to do. You know, it's he was desensitized to the fact that there's something more, you know. And then when he found the group and met Sasha, he found something more, you know. So that's symbolic of we go through struggles in life, and eventually when we have something good, we actually cherish it. And then we look at people who had the opposite, where they'd never struggled in life, and they've had everything given to them, and every time they get something put in their hand, they go, oh, that's nice, and they drop it, and they go, oh well, whoopsie, another handful will come along. They just put their hand back out, you know, and just knowing that something's coming. And you see that they're ungrateful for it, you know, and those people that are ungrateful for the things they have, and they look down upon people for not achieving what they have, instead of helping and teaching, you know, helping people feel better about themselves, and, you know, providing jobs that actually pay good, you know. There's companies out there that do that, you know. So it's all about morality, and if you're able to read a book and feel the morality in the story, like the moral strife between how do I make this choice, and then like feeling that choice, the aftermath, like struggling with the cause and then dealing with the effect. Always have that thought in your head that I can always get better, my friend. Exactly, but in the same breath, that can be negative. That it always can get better. Because it can get worse. The pendulum swings both ways. So if you're dealing with something and you're just like, it'll get better, and you're not actually dealing with that something so that it can get better, you're just expecting it to be better. Just like that person holding out their hand going, another handful will come. Someone will give me something. It's fine. Even though I burn that bridge, this other bridge will open. Because during the Oblivion invasion, the Hist used the hive mind to tell the Argonians to come back to Blackmarsh to defend it. Yes! And so that is very, very cool, right? So I actually found this video about it. Like, it's a AI, like, cinematic. Like, they made it with AI, but it was really good for AI. I was pretty impressed with it. You know, there's AI slop out there, and then this was like they're using the AI well. They know what they're doing. You know, but it showed the gates opening and the Dremora attacking Kavach and all these other places, and people freaking out and running and dying, and then like it showed the Argonians getting like called back home. And they all go home and they drink the Hist sap, and it transforms their body. Like it's basically like going berserk, right? Very similar to Berserk and Fable. But and then they fought back the Dremora from invading Blackmarsh. The Dremora retreated back into the Oblivion Gates, and the Argonians went in after them. Everyone else is like, oh my god. Like, obviously in the game Oblivion, you and a couple guards go in, and like you have to go in to save people who like went in, but like the Imperials didn't send armies into the Oblivion Gates. They were scared as fuck of Oblivion. You know, Argonians like, get the fuck out of our home. You try to take ours, we'll come in and wreck yours, you know? Like, Argonians are badass. So that was approximately about 300 years ago, I think, from this point. I've just been saying ancestors, the ancestors. So, like, after that happened, the Hist had sent the reason why there's tribes of Argonians all over is because the Hist sent them around to, like, okay, well, now you're on the border because we need to make sure that, like, Blackmarsh is safe, yes, but...
Oh, great.
Nah, still waiting. Still. I've been waiting for quite some time. But I am a patient man. I will wait as long as needed.
Yeah. Is that fair?
What was that?
I'll
Sorry.
leave it to. I said that is fair. If you're waiting.
Yes, I'm waiting for the interview process to get into the college.
Prince, hear you, sir. Did you say the?
Sorry, I'm waiting for the interview process to get into the college.
Oh, yes, I am.
They gotta fix this.
I'll do it, sir.
Yes. Well met.
You. Well.
They must be letting anybody into the college once they do the interactions, because, like, you can't hear a damn thing they're saying.
I do restoration, please.
Yes, come on in. We'll get you a restoration teacher. I think that's what you wanted. Yeah, so like, Speaks-as-Hist tribe was sent to like the edge of the border, and over time, when the Hist was like, okay, you're on in your places, I'm going back to sleep. Like, I'm still here, I'm just resting. Like, I'm still watching, I'm still aware, I'm just not really absent, because they are still here. Like, it's not it, but you are it. If you knew what it was, it wouldn't be. Like, so the whole Talos worship thing to Hist, he thinks that the signs that a man has ascended to divinity versus like the original pattern of gods create within Nern, right? So like, man was created by the gods, but now man is creating their own gods, and that is the first reversal of the pendulum swinging. This empire has reigned for so long, and they've been given choices after choices, and a swing of the pendulum is returning, and the sign that a man has ascended to divinity is the first sign that the pendulum is turning the other way, that Nern will return to the beasts. That's what Hist believes. So he believes that not, like, the Hist is connected to everything, not just Argonians, not just Hist trees, not just Black Marsh, but the reason why Black Marsh is so potent with the Hist, you could say, is because it's so archaic. Like, the ways predate the Empire. They predate the rise of a joined civilization between multiple peoples. Like, there were tribes, but those tribes weren't, like, really developing a government. They had their own rules within their own, like, it was very similar to the Holds, but the Holds still meet together and come up with overall realm laws. Like, so, like, the Argonians are closer to the original ways of nature, and the fact that these stones have been cut down. Like, Argonians use mud huts, you know, and like these new ways that cut down mountains to make a fake one on top of it. You know, like, this used to be a big peak, and they cut it flat and used all the stone to make this. And like, cutting down trees in order to make homes, when like the mud huts inside of the roots of some of those trees in the Black Marsh, like, it was like a pod house. Like, they just used what nature provided, didn't alter nature. So Hist sees a imbalance between this new world and nature, and that all things will return to the way of the beast eventually. The pendulum is already swinging. So a little bit of cult stuff. Potential.
The cult of the East.
A cult never calls itself a cult.
We are the worm cult.
No, you're not. You're not a cult. If you call yourself a cult, you're not a cult. A cult thinks they're right. A cult thinks they're right and they have permission. Man, how long? How long will I wait to get into the gate? How long to get to the college? It's gonna take a long time. I feel like I should have went with Drayton instead. Get some RP rather than just... Like, some of my streams are kind of boring. I admit it. It's just me talking because we're waiting. Waiting for keys. Waiting for the gate to open. Waiting for the courts to give us an answer. You know, like, it's a lot of waiting. Life is waiting. Life is waiting for the next thing. But not assuming what's going to be the next thing. Because if you assume you make an ass out of you and me. I do think the woman's gonna be home soon. I think she gets out at 9. So she'll be coming in to do a doubloon. Doing another dab, might as well. But I feel like, even though you're just staring at a gate, I need to be entertaining. I need to do something. So like speaking is all I can do. We're just shooting the shit. Shoot the shit with me. If you're on Twitch, come over to YouTube and shoot the shit with me. Drayton sent us on a mission that I cannot fulfill myself. I have to wait for this gate to open. Actually, I got 2 missions. Well, one of them was a punishment. Mission 1, well, mission, get into the college. Punishment, pick jazz bass until my hands bleed. If I can ever get to the jazz bass, holy hell. Let me check this Discord. See if that whole situation with Apple is kind of a pain. But me as the third party, I see how both sides could be, you know. Like, there is a little bit of bleed through of the in character and out of character, which is unfortunate. But it stems from an in character choice. But so what I think is going on, right? I think so, like Alessandra Apple, right? I think what's going on is in character, Alessandra was told these things. Specifically, this is what's happening, this is the plan. If all goes well, this will be yours, and this is what we're doing. And then because our characters haven't met back up since that night at the since that day at the lecture with the master who got some of his students fell. Let's just put it that way. He fell too, and I witnessed it literally. Saw him fall to his fall his way to the temple. Put it that way. But so I think what's going on is like we haven't been able to talk to her about the development of what's happened in the past like 3-4 days since that day when they decided to stick with the master, because that's something they wanted to do, is find a master to teach them. So unfortunately, me and Drathan already have ties to other goals that submitting to this master would have prevented us, you know. It would have prevented us from going to the college. That was our goal. And so like we haven't been able, as we separated at that point. They went, Alessandra and Hyuna went with the master to go like figure out what the stipulations are, like what he's going to be teaching them. And me and Drathan went our separate ways. Well, me and Drathan went together our separate ways from Apple and Hyuna, because they went with the master. We couldn't go with the master because we have other goals. But we had the conversation about them, like, I hope they, you know, achieve their goal. I hope that was what they wanted. You know, unfortunately it wasn't what we wanted, but that shouldn't stop them from achieving that, you know. But the I think it was like there was no time for us, and also all the shit that's been going on with Whiterun, the strife between Whiterun and the Traders Guild was a great RP. I'm loving it. And like I have no, like it's not like I don't like the Steward out of character. I think the Steward is funny to be around. You know, his voice and cadence reminds me of a friend of mine from a long time ago. So I enjoy his presence, you know, so it's not like I don't like him. Speaks-as-Hist doesn't like the court, you know. From the Bush likes the court. Speaks-as-Hist doesn't. There's a separation, right? Like, I want to chat with them out of character, like, talk, like, after everything's done and everything's happened and, like, the story, that side of the story has been, you know, concluded. I want to have a chat with them about, like, that was pretty fucking awesome, wasn't it? Like, you know, like, like, I don't care that, like, you guys are making those decisions. You guys are making those decisions, and it gave you guys this, like, tyrannical in-character presence that was, like, giving us strife. The much-needed strife for roleplay, and it was good. Like, whether it was intentional or tensional, like, that's good. The only thing that I do have to say about them is, like, a little bit more work on the immersive side of things, like mentioning experience, like in a way of like, oh, I'm not getting any experience from this. You know, like you can slip up at times, just like how I accidentally said, "For Christ's sake," you know. I mean, his sake, you know, like they're like it can be funny, a little slip up. Those are things that make our peers laugh. Like I've accidentally, because I've been at times I was like talking out of character with someone for so long and then going in game accidentally calling them by their out of character name because of it, and like it's just like, oh, I don't know who that is, you know. It's kind of funny. Everybody chuckles. But there's certain things where it's like, if you're a court of Whiterun, you should be the top tier epitome of what the server represents. And if there's like out of character banter and just like kind of shooting the shit, they're not straight up talking about the McDonald's that they just ordered or that showed up or whatever from DoorDash. They're talking like there's ways to say things in game. Like I've heard them say, "Oh, this is bugged. Oh, this is bugged." There, you know, there's bugs in the, like when we like, what do you mean? They go like, "Oh, well, there's bugs in it." You know what I mean? There's little creepy crawlies that won't let me use it. Okay, there's other ways to say it, like especially in Skyrim, there's a blatant way to say it. The Mad God, Sheogorath, is playing tricks on me. You know, like as soon as Dragul, I can't even remember. Dragal. Yeah, it was like Gaul, but it's a UL, so that's why it confused me in my head. Like it's pronounced different than what it's spelled. Typical orcs. But like the strife comes from her not understanding how to separate in character and out of character. Like she's upset that we haven't told her anything. Like, well, because we haven't seen you. You know, like I understand, you know, like the situation where she was supposed to be getting the farm, then all of a sudden the steward's complaining at her for working the farm that was supposed to be hers, and you know, like the way he questioned me about Draythan and everything, like we're kicked out essentially. Like we're not allowed to be here working these farms. Like still welcome in Whiterun, but like it was, you know, there's strife, and she must have received some of that, and it must have bled onto her real life in a way that she reacted negatively. And like I just think it sometimes is hard to separate your actual feelings from your in-character feelings, because like you're feeling the in-character feelings, they're intermingled. You have the in-character feelings because you yourself have feelings. It's like yeah. It's just simple. It simply comes down to the inability to fully separate the in character from out of character, and allowing it to, like, your emotions from in game, causing you to react out of character in a way that, like, for one, ruins immersion. I don't know if she was like yelling at them about it, and like if she was like voicing her opinions about it, but if like, because I know if I go into Whiterun right now, the steward isn't going to treat me the same way in character. I know out of character that feeling isn't there, right? So I'm thinking that she thinks that because we haven't been able to show up and tell her, and the steward's like, you're not allowed to work this farm because Draythan, blah blah blah, and she's left in the dark, she thinks that like somebody is a bad person for not handling it in character. When in character, well, we've been doing all we can do. I've been to Whiterun twice, you know, it's just things happen. That's the thing about roleplay, is you have to, like, if Apple was actually upset that she was left and abandoned, you know, like, and she felt that, she should voice that in character, and, you know, like, try to reach out to us in a way in character where she can express those in character feelings. The expression of in character was intentional there. And like, because if you get upset because like Alessandra can be upset that the steward told her something, she herself shouldn't be upset. And I think that's where it's not just the steward, it's the whole situation, us not being able to relay the information in character. Like, we could use ravens, but I use ravens very, very sparingly. It is only for very important stuff to be able to get the RP going. And like, I figured we could have let Alessandra have a week with this master while we're dealing with this problem. I thought she was off dealing with the master and learning from them and doing the pilgrimage or whatever it is, so that, like, she could go to the college with us. That way she can know spells. And, like, we weren't, like, pushing her away from the Traders Guild or anything like that. It was like, go do that. That is good, because it will be good for the Traders Guild. The Traders Guild needs to be able to defend themselves and keep themselves safe. Like, get, like, healed, you know what I mean? Like, so restoration, there's, like, spells are important for the Traders Guild. Like, if we find someone who's, like, on the verge of dying out there, we could use restoration to heal them. You know, like, not charge them for it, and be like, oh, not a worry, not a worry. Just do that, and then offer them to buy some potions from you. So that it's kind of like an interactive thing. So, like, going to go do something, for instance, I'm not at the alchemy shop right now. I'm sitting at this door, patiently waiting for an opportunity to talk to somebody about going into the college. So, like, I can't send a raven to the College of Winterhold. You know, I haven't been told how to do that in character. You know, like, the only raven I have sent in character so far this entire Mereth RP is two, but it was for the same reason. I sent it to Ira, and I sent it to sorry, had to answer that, but oh, I gotta fix that. I messed the message up because I was trying to go fast. But so, like, with RP, it's a very important thing to be able to separate in character from out of character. Like, yes, you're supposed to be able to feel your character's feelings, but you also want to be able to know that they are your character's feeling. Like, and like, knowledge is feeling that feeling, right? But wisdom is knowing that it's somebody else's feeling. You can learn from the feeling, but it is somebody else's feeling. We are characters in a movie, right? Or a show. Do you think Rick was mad at Negan? Yes. Rick was very mad at Negan. Do you think Andrew Lincoln was mad at... Fuck, what's his name? Something Dean? Morgan Dean? Shit, I can't remember his name. But you know what I mean. The actors, as soon as the director says cut, they laugh and talk about how awesome that experience was to portray and feel those experiences. You know, they enjoyed the experience as actors, even though the experience was negative as characters, right? Like, Rick did not enjoy that one bit, watching two of his friends die. So the fact that out of character they can reminisce and talk about it and enjoy it, that shows wisdom, right? It's like, I said this to somebody once, I'm not going to say whom, but if you're in the chat, you're going to know. I said, intelligence and knowledge, or knowledge, is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. But wisdom is knowing not to put a tomato in a fruit salad. Right? So, there's a difference, right? Yes, the tomato is a fruit, but if you put it in the fruit salad, it ruins it. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I'm extremely sorry for just sitting here and waiting, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Waiting for the mages. my lord. It is pretty boring, but I mean, I hope I made sense. Feel like I did. And like if Alessandra watches this, I hope you do. Like I hope you don't see it as me being, you did something wrong. Because you didn't. It's you didn't do anything wrong, right? There's nothing wrong in this situation other than your interpretation of it being wrong, right? So like us not there's things that, like, yes, Alessandra has a right to be mad, and like that's happening to Alessandra, that's happening like to your character, and I think it's got to be separated. Don't let it affect you in a negative way. Look at it as, ooh, this is going to be a good story. What if Alessandra takes the route of going with this master and learning the dark arts, like learning the like dark side of magic, and like uses it and becomes a villain because of it. Use it as fuel. Just change a light in an office with a very German name on it, and I looked around and there was a ton of SS and books and stuff everywhere. A sketchy doctor lady. Well, I mean, all truths are but half truths, just as all falsehoods are but half falsehoods. So, yeah, like, the Nazis and the Holocaust was a terrible thing. But the information that it gave us, the knowledge that we can learn from what not to do, like, they provided a perfect example of why not to just believe in what someone tells you to do. Like, propaganda has power, and it's scary. Like, for example, I'm sure Whiterun has been saying, we don't do work with the Traders Guild, they're a bunch of shysters. Meanwhile, would you like to pay 5 to 8 per ale, sir? No, don't go to the trader guy who's standing outside of the hold, though. He shouldn't have any ale. Especially not for 3. That's blasphemy. That's right to be thrown in a cell. Like, I really hope that the Whiterun court takes this RP and runs with it. They're like, oh, okay, we're the corrupt court? Yes. Let's bring all the holds together with a corrupt court that sided with the Legion. Because they allowed the Legion to be in. They didn't tell them, what are you doing here? Do you have permission? They're like, why are you here? Like, stop questioning our citizens. There's a giant statue of Talos in our fucking hold. Why are you asking, do you worship Talos? Like, Talos, like, what are you, stupid? Like, they should have treated it like that. Stand up for their beliefs, but instead they succumbed and kind of what Eats Many Things told me about his tribe versus mine. Like, my tribe intermingled with the Imperials. but his tribe fought against them, and his tribe was wiped out because of it. So maybe the choice of bowing down, is wise, because the tribe's still around. So, like, Whiterun took that route, hoping that the Legion won't come in and wipe them out. But in turn, the other holds are going to not like them. They've already heard about questionings of Talos worship, and many people were complaining that the Legion were around and that they're very abrasive, and so like the other holds are like, we don't take kindly to that, but they still need to be careful because it is banned. For instance, when that Legion walked in, and right after they talked about someone joked about using Falmore ear in the dish, and then someone was like, or what about Thalmor ear? So there's Falmore and Thalmor. TH is the ones with the Dominion, right? And then Falmore are like, I'm pretty sure the Falmore are the crazy cannibals, right? Like, you can just go fight them and kill them, and you get ears, so you can use an alchemy. Man, this door needs to open so I can talk to somebody. He sent me here instead of having me go with him, and now I'm just sitting here in the cold as an Argonian, freezing my scales off. I should say freezing my vent off, because lizards have vents instead of an ass. Freezing my vent off, So, like, from what I've read, Argonians cannot breed with any other race. The other races have been able to interbreed except for Khajiits and Argonians, right? So Argonians are beast folk. They can't interbreed with the others. Their reproductive systems are different. So it leads into the question, why do female Argonians have boobs? Right? So I need to stop using that word, except in Skyrim, right? So, but I think that I completely forgot what I was saying. I think that I completely forgot what I was just saying. Was it important, or was it important that I didn't say it? Was it cancel culture material? Possibly. Something that was going to... See, I'm so bored that I'm just rambling. This door needs to fucking open. Well, thank you all for just sitting and listening to me ramble. And again, if you're on Twitch, come to YouTube so I can see your comments. I cannot see it on my multi-chat. It does not work for some reason. YouTube's where it's at. That's where I have most of my videos. Because Twitch is good for live streaming. It's pro. But, for instance, my highlight stuff is full almost. Like, there's 100 hours. I've done 104 hours. Like, in Mereth RP in the past 2 weeks. So, like, I haven't highlighted the past 2 streams. Because once I do it, it's full, you know. So like Twitch is very limiting on how much content you can have. So YouTube is where I have a lot. I have over 1,200 videos. Not all of them are good. I am aware of that. A lot of it is just raw footage. A lot of it is footage of me branding people in DayZ. And some of it is AI generated images with, you know, an AI voice, but like I can't afford to pay for an artist. I can't afford to pay for a voice actor. I could do it, but like honestly, it's a lot of fucking editing to read all of my books that I have out so far. So if I were to do it myself in a fancy voice where I could just talk like this and read it as if I am a scholar of old, like I could, but that's a lot of time away from streaming the other things, you know. Like I could stream me reading my books and like have the camera on and like show me reading them with a green screen of me in a glorious abode with a stone fireplace and leather chairs and a bearskin
Mr.
rug.
Ah, hello.
He's still here.
Yes, I'm still here. Yes. I've seen one other person come by. They didn't stay long.
She with a little more
Oh,
courage along.
oh, thank you. Oh,
Give me some courage. I am a courageous lizard.
do they not know that we stormed the Oblivion Gates? Ignorant.
So, Speaks-as-Hist was a little angry at once. He's never been angry, has he? Until he heard someone talk about making a woman feel very uncomfortable. Asking the tailor for the sexiest woman's clothes he could make, and then offering it to her, and then following her around begging her to put it on. That person should be banned. But obviously I didn't like it, but nor did Speaks-as-Hist. So I walked up and they were like, oh, perhaps next time we see him, blah blah blah, and I was like,
Off with his head. Perhaps you cut his hand off to prove a point.
you know, like it was like very violent all of a sudden. And then at the tree he said that he is sorry to the child. He's sorry for bringing it with him, for not letting the bones be at rest, that he realizes that it's wrong now, and that not only was that wrong, but it was also a burden on himself, a daily reminder of the blame he was giving himself for the child dying. The child was going to die anyway. The child wasn't meant to die. The child was meant to, well, the child was meant to die to show Hist his worth. So he thanked it for that, and he thanked the Hist for giving life back to the tree, and I buried the skull behind the Holdstone in Whiterun. So it was fitting. But I also said, I forgive the parents for casting you out into the rain, but that does not mean I do not hate them. The first time that Hist has shown any signs of hate was bearing the skull, and it was towards the parents that casted it out and didn't care for its final moments themselves. They threw it out in the rain in anger rather than being compassionate for this little child's last, like, it was a newborn, and they just, like, they were afraid of it because of what I described, the Harlequin syndrome, where the eyes are, you know, like, it's pretty horrific. I don't suggest you, unless you have a, like, strong stomach, but, like, it's a very horrific looking thing. It does not look human, right? So they thought it was a demon, and they threw it out the window. And as I was walking by is when it happened, and I did all I could to save it, but the baby was gonna die. There's nothing you could do to stop that. And he blamed himself for not being able to save it with using restorations magic. So, like, he hates that the child didn't get the compassion from the parents, that they chose fear. You know, like, at first he was like, whoa, what is wrong with that? Oh wait, it's alive, it's a baby. What do they do to this? You know, like, he saw them throw something out in fear, like, get rid of it, you know. So we're basically doing some deep dive Speaks-as-Hist lore while we wait, pretty much. But so there's darkness there. He's not the solely optimistic Argonian that we've been seeing, apparently. Will the College of the College in Learning Restoration prevent Hist from going down a dark path? Hist really wants to ensure that Draythan stays on the right path, because he sees a lot of anger in Draythan, and he wants to keep a balance. Like, he knows that anger is needed. He knows that Sithis is important and a necessary part of life, but he knows that Sithis only acts when necessary. Like, necessary is important, hence the emphasis. And if he's just too angry about certain things and becomes too abrasive to other people, that hurts the Traders Guild, that hurts his position at the college. He needs to portray this stoic, I know what I want, this is my goal, but without showing malice. Because he said a few times, what restoration spells am I planning to learn? All of them. I have Turn Undead in my storage, but I can't use it. I can't read it yet because I have to be an apprentice. So once I go there, like, I need to learn a specific restoration spell, though, I think. Which I'm sure Draythan will be able to give me a novice restoration spell. Because, like, I was learning Candlelight, and then there was some sort of update they did to spells where all magic went away. And it affected me while I was learning Candlelight, and it went away. And then now I have Candlelight, but the thing is, Candlelight is alteration. So I think one of the stipulations is knowing a spell in the desired school. So even though I know candlelight, that might not be sufficient. But the thing is, I know it finally stopped snowing. I know, that I forgot what I was saying again. Damn it. That's what I get for rambling. But I plan on learning all of it. As much as I can. I want to be a master of the arts eventually, and that's gonna take about a year, probably, of real time. Like in the meantime, I'm doing alchemy, farming, herbalism to feed my alchemy. And like my unarmed is not good. I'm gonna ditch it once I can do a destruction spell. Still waiting. Damn, man. I want to see how long I've been waiting. Okay. I got to Winterhold at 1 hour and 15 minutes in. I've been sitting here for 2.5 fucking hours and no one's been here. Why do they even make the post? I'm gonna have potions for that. So like there was a poster in pin boards or whatever about the college being open and that like mages are like work their way there. Like they're like the college is finally accepting apprenticeships, like students. And like, this is peak hours right now. Where are they? Nobody running the door doing the interviews? I heard this was a problem on Kaisal too, so it might just be because, you know, people, different time zones. Well, the fuck? Someone killed the fox up here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it for a bit. I don't know. I don't know. Man, I've been sitting here waiting. That's the thing. I can't like it. There is a way to send ravens through Discord. Like sending somebody a message, and you can only do that if you've met them and know their name so that you can get a hold of them in the Discord. So I haven't met anybody that runs the college to be able to send me somebody to interview me. Maybe it's because I'm Argonian. They saw me and went, nope. Wait time. 3 hours. Oh dear. There we go. Because I'm going on 3 hours waiting. Might be 2. Let me see. Yeah, 2. Okay. Okay. Not as bad. Wait time. 2 hours. Lol. Oh no. Okay. I press F3. Remove. Place. Remove. Okay. I guess I need to do it right here. So it's at least, I don't want it to be like right in the middle. I want it to be like a little funny. Like, oh. What the F? No one's gonna see that. Okay, F. Do it first person. What the F? The system's not very convenient. Like it's either too high, too low. That's gonna be right out in the middle, isn't it? Why? Fuck. Okay. Remove. Okay. The Argonian snores lightly, resting. Wait time, 2 hours. Lol. The thing is, I feel like as soon as I leave, like if I go get the jazzberries, I like how he says the jazzberries. But yeah, if I leave, then they're just gonna open the door and I'm gonna miss my opportunity. And so they're gonna fill the slots, right? So like, if I put it on the door, like I wanted to set it like a scene. I didn't care if they see me. I wanted it to be like not out in the open. You know what I mean? So that if somebody shows up, like they'll see me, look over and see I've been waiting for 2 hours. Rather than have to tell them every fucking, you know, like if they keep coming back, I'm waiting for 2 hours. I'm waiting for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, now 3 hours. Jesus. Like, I don't want it to, like, ruin their immersion. I want it to add to it, yeah. Like, if I put it as, like, a little note, they gotta figure out the paper thing. Like, how do I put a piece of paper on that wall with a note written from me? Well, the thing is, like, if everybody did that, this thing would be covered with things, you know, like, let me in. I'm assuming the woman's gonna be home soon with, we were gonna cook kielbasa, but, she's working till like 10, I guess. Kielbasa, kielbasa, kielbasa. Different music. I can't see her for 24 hours. Speaks-as-Hist was here, yes. Yes, put that right beside the door. Speaks-as-Hist was here. For like 3 hours. Like, there's 1,000 slots, right? And we're usually sitting at around upwards to 200. And the server isn't, like, publicized very much, right? So, they have a TikTok, and well, I mentioned that before. But, Tony, Cynics, and I were chatting about doing a how to roleplay in Skyrim, like a beginner's guide to roleplay in Skyrim or in Mereth, you know. Maybe not make it specifically say Mereth out in the title, but like throughout the video do it so that like it's promoted, and it would also be in the description, so that way people will like share the video on their other servers, and like not saying like, coaching, but like, if Mereth is a like sponsor of this video that'll be made if we get this all figured out. It's just an idea right now. Then that would be advertising for the server. And if the video is all-inclusive enough, like maybe not even mention Mereth once except for the very end when it says this video was made with the help of Mereth Roleplay and these content creators, you know, like, but like throughout the whole video just have it be about Skyrim roleplay in a general setting, not like server specific stuff. That would get the video out there everywhere. Skyrim roleplay is extremely popular right now, so getting that out there, and in the description having, if you would like to join Mereth Roleplay, go to merethroleplay.com, you know, and like at the end of the video have the same thing, so that like people watch the video and they see the skits we're doing. Well, the thing about the skits is like we have to break the rules and then we have to show how to do it right. So essentially we would have to either do it on a like developer server or private server, land like whatever, and try to like just do it. It doesn't have to be in any specific Mereth place either, you know. It can be like various places around Skyrim in the base game, so it doesn't look server specific if we want to go that far with it. But basically just doing little skits, like kind of like during bugs, running around for a little bit, and every time that there's a bug, say the wrong thing. Oh, I'm flying. Oh, this bug's fucked up. You know, like, oh, this is really buggy. And then one person's going, well, there's no bugs right now. I don't see any bugs. What do you mean? You know, like, there's no bugs in the air. They're taking in a roleplay setting, and the other person's talking about a video game bug. Like, is there no way to learn spells through your own experience? You could even RP it like you read and cast your minor healing so many times you one day learn to cast greater healing. So it takes months. They told me it takes months to get an extra memory point. These things. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what really confuses me, this says apprentice, but I'm only up to novice. But as you see, no bonus. But that confuses me too. Why do I have that if I don't have it for this? Maybe these don't have the bonuses like that. But I'm just confused as why. So for instance, I had to alchemy master. Maybe I got an idea. I have the experience of apprentice, but the knowledge of a novice. I can't do potions over novice, right? But I still get the bonus. Well, like if that was alchemy, for example, if novice was over here and I was leveled up all the way to master, but I only had 1 point into it, I would be capped at novice potions, even though I have mastery experience. So then I would have to dump all these and put it all into here to master it. Then I would have full mastery. So maybe it's showing me.
Ah, hello.
Hello.
Are you doing interviews today for the college students?
I'm sure they did. I don't think they're time for interviews.
They're not doing interviews. It's hard to hear with all the wind.
What was that?
It's hard to hear with all the wind, but did you say they're not doing interviews?
There's that time for.
Oh, there's a specific timing. Okay. Would you know when that would be? Would you know when the time for the interviews would be? Okay. So I suppose, it's just... yes. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll return.
So it is well after 5 p.m. But yes, there are ways to... That's the fastest way. That's the fastest way to get memory points right there, is going into the college. Apparently, I missed the opportunity to do interviews because 5 p.m. is when they were doing them. Or after 5 p.m. But here it is. I've been here, mind you, for like 2.5 hours waiting. Yes, it was a waste of time. I'm not impressed. So I've been waiting for 2.5 hours. They said at 5, after 5 is when interviews are like opening. Okay, well here it is 9:57. So at 8, 7:30-ish is when I showed up. But after 5, anytime after 5, alright. So looks like I'm gonna have to learn through other methods, which is going to take longer. It's going to take much longer, but I guess that means Hist is taking a dark route against the college. Because I have a book. I have a book for this specific purpose. Oh, he's pissed about the jazzberries. I mean, not having jazzberries when I get back. I'll be pissed about him sending me to college for no reason. Because he said I have to do it alone, right? And that if he were to have come with me, it would be bad. Like something I have to do on my own. Okay. So I assume him and Corellia had done the same thing and gone, like, alone. So in that case, I'm just gonna log off in Winterhold and get on at exactly 5 and march my ass up there. Actually, I'll be on at like fucking 6 because I don't get out of work until 6, so it'd be like 6:37. Well, at least I got to chat and talk about everybody. But yeah, if Drayton like gives Speaks-as-Hist lip for not having jazzberries and not getting into the college, and be like, well, you went without me the first time, and then you told me to go by myself. I almost died because you know I'm not a fighter, and you're my protection. That's why I'm learning healing, is to be able to heal you while you are fighting. So like I said, you sent me on my way. I almost died. Like I actually had to go to wake up at the temple. So it actually happened. So when and I got up there and I waited for hours and nobody answered the door. someone answered the door and told me that I need to be here at 5. I didn't know that. You know, he sent me on a wild goose chase through the tundra wilderness, an Argonian that does not like the cold. Yeah. So I won't have anything when I get back because I'm not going to do any alchemy stuff. All the things that I'm getting are for the alchemy shop right now anyway. He sent me to the college. I have to wait to get into the college. He said that takes precedence over Jazz Base. So I'm like, okay. So I'm waiting until 5 p.m. tomorrow when it opens. But the thing is, I won't be out of work until 6:15. I'll have to walk home, so I won't actually be home until about 6:45, and I have to eat. And probably won't be on until 7, which same deal. I showed up here at 7:30. Now, so if I show up at 7:30 and they're like, no, you gotta be here at 5, they're like, okay, I will learn other methods. You know, like, you're making me have to learn other methods. Like, if all these different people at the college that they've been preparing to open the college, you only have one specific time and a specific amount of slots, and once those slots are filled, I have to wait 2 weeks before I do this process again. And that's the person that told me that I have to wait. So, anytime. At first they said any time, usually, or no specific time, usually after 5. Like, okay. I waited for a very long time. That's the guy that went up there and I was like, "You're still here?" Like, yeah, I waited for 3 hours. I'm gonna come back to the gate and wait for another 3 hours tomorrow for them to tell me, sorry, you weren't here early enough. Like, okay. I'll go find a necromancer to learn from. He'll be able to keep Drathan alive somehow. Yeah. I'll just have to go necromancer. I guess that's the way it is. Dark Brotherhood necromancer. I am Sithis. Speaks-as-Hist. That's what I'll change my names to. I don't think there's a way of breaking into the college unless I literally just follow Drathan in. Like, how are they gonna know? Like, if they're like, oh, okay, all the classmates have to be here at this specific time for me to be there to teach them. Like, God forbid some of the students don't actually make it to class because they're working in real life, you know? So, like, if it's like that and they're not actually having, like, teachers with shifts for each school, they're like, okay, there's one class at noon. There's another class at 5, and then there's another class at 10 or midnight, whatever, you know, just every 4 hours, you know, like, you get the mages that can teach and can do the RP, and just give them what they need, fucking level them up. You know, if they know how to do it, like, roleplay wise, give them everything they need to do it to be able to teach, so that, like, that alt character can just be a teacher. Like, that way there's multiple people who can manage teaching the students or doing interviews for students. And if I miss the interview because Drathan never told me in character and he went and did it on himself and he got into the college without me, like, Speaks-as-Hist is probably going to be like, okay, so you don't actually need me, you know? Like, if Speaks-as-Hist, like, sees that, that's going to take him down a dark route, because he's been doing all this, like, he sees the darkness in Drathan and he's been doing that, like, everything to try to, like, you know, provide so he's not stressed out. You know, picked 500, 700 jazz bays in 20 something hours. So like, I was doing these things to like, and well, Hist was doing, this is that separation of in care. Like, I'm not mad at Tony about that at all, like, but Hist would be upset because he's like, I thought me and Drayton were, you know, like, kind of working together on this now. Like, I got the deal with Falkreath. I've been doing all the herbalist stuff to make sure we can do the Traders Guild. Like, I named the Traders Guild. It was going to be called the Workers Union. I was like, what? Yeah, that's got to be a different name. I'm like, oh, there's Fighters Guild, there's Thieves Guild, there's Mages Guild. Why not Traders Guild? Good idea. Like, it is. So like, Hist will be very upset if he doesn't, you know, like if Drayton basically like, well, see you in the dust. Like, Hist is gonna go down a dark route, and maybe this turns into a Drayton versus Hist. You know, that'd be interesting. But what I would like is Drayton to be like Palpatine and Hist to be like Vader. You know, that'd be sweet. It's like, Drayton is my master right now. Like, he's the only one that's taught me. That other dude taught me to only choose a master that is worthy of you as a student. If they're memeing, running around, it's just like a joke the whole time. But now we gotta be serious because I'm a mage and you have to listen to me. I am a master. Like, why couldn't it have been like that the whole time? Why couldn't I have been feeling like I was walking in the path of a master? Like, we're following a master up to the peak. Instead, it was a very like, oh yeah, we'll get there in time. We're just hanging out, man. You know, like, it was just like, yeah, he's gonna smoke nerd root. It was like he was like a stoner, you know, didn't know where he was going, got a bunch of people killed, and then when it came down to it, it was like, we must be serious, and you must write your answer. Like, I don't need to write my answer. I know what my answer is. I was waiting to see if Drayton's answer was the same. But what sealed the deal was when he said that you can't learn from another master. Like, look over at Drayton, I'm like, well, he's my master. So then I gotta work. Got a plan to make an invisibility potion. Wait till someone opens the gate and run in while visible and steal all the books. That would be a no-no. I mean, all in RP, and like, yeah, it'd be good for RP, but obviously that would get me banned. That's very on the border of troll-like behavior. Like, from the other perspective, like, yes, I just had sat at the college for 3 hours waiting and then be told, no, you should have been here earlier. You were like an hour too late. Like, what? You know? It's kind of like, well, so you only do interviews at 5, and if you show up at 7, that's too late. Odd. They should have waited until they had enough people to handle the college. If this happens again tomorrow, 'cause I'm logging off here, I'm just chatting. ending the stream here, but speaking of which, I think if this happens again tomorrow, I go up to that gate it's gonna be like at 7, because I have no choice with work. I won't be able to get in. And then Hiss is gonna be like, fuck the college. That first book that I found in Skyrim was right. Talks about how the college is very gatekeepy, like it's lore, right? And it talks about how like most Argonians aren't allowed in. Like beast folk are usually turned away just for being beast folk. But the rituals of the harmonious masters, which is very hermetic sounding and esoteric, right? So the masters choosing to teach anybody who is willing to learn for the right reason, right? Like harmonious master. If you're choosing, no matter what kin you are, whatever kind requests something of you, if their intentions behind it and their pattern, like words don't matter, intentions don't matter, only patterns matter. So like if their patterns of their choices throughout their story matches their intentions of what they are saying, then they get the teaching. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter. You gotta have a recommendation and you have to already know a spell. Well, if this simple farmer boy is tired of his life and is destined for greatness, he says, and then some man with a robe and a beard shows up and says, I knew your father. I'm talking about Star Wars Luke. So like, Luke didn't know any Force. It was just known that he was Anakin's son. Like, so like he already knew it, obviously, but like that's why he chose him. But the thing is, like, the Force, just like in Star Wars, it's not discriminative. It's all inclusive. Like it's always there. It's just some people can harness it. The midichlorians. So like magic itself is in everything. It's the reason why the plant's growing. It's the reason why the sun's setting and rising. It's like magic is life itself. So like some people are ignorant of that, and some people are aware of that, and hence why you have people who are able to use magic, not to use magic. So like it doesn't matter what race you are, if like you've had experiences that lead you to a desire to do goodness. And like there's masters that are the complete opposite. They only teach people who have a desire to better themselves at the expense of others, that like they are the ones to inherit the earth. Or nerd, rather. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat. I'll be a wizard one day. I need to be a master alchemist first, and then I'll just work at the college as their alchemist. I'll be like, what was it, Mr. Felch? Finch? The guy from Harry Potter. The muggle. With the cat. He was like the janitor that didn't know magic. He was like the only non-wizard there that was allowed to be there. Shut up, lizard, and make my potion. But yeah, I'm calling it at that. I was going to go longer, but I'll have to wait until tomorrow night. Cause I have a task that must be completed. And if tomorrow night they do not open the doors for me and do an interview, I'm abandoning said task, and I will learn everything else that I need to. I'll just drop spellcasting completely and just go all unarmed.
I'm pissed and I'm just gonna beat the shit out of everything I see now. I've had it.
Just get rid of everything.
I'm not making potions anymore. I'm just going robbing people. I don't give a shit anymore. Magic is useless.
No, that's not really what's gonna happen. But I did wait there for a very long time. I waited there for like 3 hours. Yeah. But if tomorrow, if the doors are locked and they don't let me in, because apparently there is a cutoff, and apparently at 5 is when they do the interviews. Well, I'm working until 6 tomorrow. Yes, an evil arc. I mean, in a way, that was kind of the goal. But evil, the line between good and evil is a very thin line. So the thing about being a good villain is the people who actually take the time to understand and listen realize you might not actually be a villain. True villains are what are you doing? Pulling at the door? No, you're right here. What are you? I thought my cat was pulling at the door. But no. If it goes dark, like if I don't get into the college and then I have to go like learn necromancy in order to keep Draythan alive, like I'll summon like skeletons and shit, whatever. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Yes, Banta lands. That is Draythan, by the way, everybody. That is Draythan. Draythan Balor. Balor. But yeah, the goal was an evil arc, but I'm gonna call it at that. I will see you all tomorrow.